Summer, sun, waves, sand between toes. X Games. Summer rocks to a soundtrack. Skateboard trucks grinding rails.
A 93 for Nigel Houston.
BMX wheels whirring.
910 win.
Motorcycles soaring into the clear blue sky.
The game has changed. I don't believe what I have seen.
Athletes, fans, together, cheering, stoked. Summer is sweat, work, and pushing boundaries.
Colby Raha. Oh, we've broken the record.
It's never been done's and dreaming of gold.
Jagger 8, hats off to you.
Summer is a vibe. Like X Games, it's over too soon. Get some while you can. X Games, better when you are here.
There have been 19 X Games in the magic of California for a reason, because this is the home of action sports culture. San Diego, San Francisco, and now Ventura has decided to enter the chat. We are fired up for our third and final day here at X Games California. Good morning, my name is Salema Masekela. To my left, my dear friend and vert legend, Jason Ellis. It has been a magical 3 days here in Ventura. Just a couple of highlights so far for you, my friend.
There's a lot to choose from, but the vert contest, Jimmy Wilkins doing the first tower grab 7 to fakie in competition. The style, the selection of moves, the way he just took that and to do it. I didn't think he could do that, and he did it in his ride. That blew my mind. And then, surprisingly, to me, the highlight is Moto quarter pipe.
Yeah.
Colby Raha did his record was 49. He smashed that record and went 56 feet, almost 57. I don't understand how you make that. I don't understand how the motorcycle does it. I'm just happy to witness. It's an incredible weekend. My mind is coming out of me ears.
They're going to need a bigger ramp next year for sure.
They are.
We welcome those of you that are watching here on ABC. If you've missed X Games all weekend, no worries. We save the best for last. You can also watch on ESPN, ESPN2, and then digitally. Just search X Games on Twitch and YouTube. Who's excited for what we got going on today? Tell the people what they've won. We'll start off with Moto X Best Trick. Here's a little look at practice. This is an event that took place 2 nights ago, but we just wanted you to see the awesomeness of what's going on in Moto X. How is it that a no-hander double backflip is a casual thing now, and your man Jackson Strong here with the cliffhanger front flip?
Yeah, never been done. That's Shako. He likes to do things no one's ever done.
Yeah, that's what you Australians like to do. We look forward to that coming up later on in the broadcast. We've also got Dave Mira, BMX Park Best Trick, honoring the great legend Dave Mira, and Ryan Williams, another Australian, looking to make it 4 medals
in one X Games,
which would be the first to ever happen at X Games. We love Never Been Done Before. We wish him good luck as well as the rest of the field. That's Nigel Houston, the winningest guy in Skateboard Street, but he's whinging from a loss last night in Best Trick to Yuto Horigome. This Skateboard Street contest, this final, the names alone,
yeah,
anybody's game.
It's never been harder to win this.
And then vert Best Trick. You were talking earlier about Jimmy Wilkins and this tail grab 720.
That's in a contest ride.
Exactly.
Best Trick means you get one shot. You can set it up any way you want and do the best thing you've ever done in your life. And he already did that at the end of his contest ride.
And this guy, Tony Hawk, a guy who competed in the original X Games in San Diego.
He made us.
He's entering Best Trick today.
We're here with him. He's here. We're still here. This is the greatest day of my life.
We're still at the same party.
I can't believe we're here.
We love it here in Ventura. And with that, we get fired up to send you over to the Monster Energy Women's Skate Park that has been dominated by the Japanese. Will Coco Hirano continue that domination? Brando, take it away.
Thank you, Salema. We welcome you now to the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park.
here at the Ventura Fairgrounds. We're all having an amazing time here at this incredible course. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham, joined alongside my partner, Amelia Broadcott. So excited for this one. Women's skateboarding has taken center stage this weekend at X Games. From an iconic women's street contest to the return of women's vert yesterday, and now women's park.
The progression is real, Brandon. They're pushing it in every discipline. They're bringing in tricks we haven't seen before, styles we haven't seen before, skaters we haven't seen before, and this park contest is going to blow you away because this field is progressing so rapidly.
Speaking of this field, let's talk about a couple of skaters we want to highlight off the top here as we get into semifinals, beginning with Kokono Harake, who came in hot after that win in Japan just a couple months ago.
Coconut has a really great approach to park skating because she's got really technical lip tricks that she does with perfection, like that back nose grind that we see there from last year's Summer X. She does lots of gap transfers, like that gap back lip, and she's just beautiful to watch.
She will be pushed, though. Arisa True making history last night on the vert ramp.
Well, if you thought Arisa was just a vert skater,
No.
think again, because the power and style that we saw yesterday, you're gonna see here in this park, and we're gonna basically see a battle of power, style versus creativity and technicality.
I can't wait. Well, for more, let's head over to the third member of our team out on the course, Mr. Corbin Harris.
Yeah, thanks very much, Brandon. A familiar face here, Jordan Barrett standing next to me, 5 X Games appearances, 2 X Games medal, also an Olympian. How are you feeling that right here in California, we're back in the mix, we're in Ventura. What's the feeling for you?
It's honestly like the greatest feeling in the world. I'm so happy to be back in California with an amazing crowd. I mean, the stands are completely full. It's such an honor to be here. It's X Games are always, you know, at where you want to be. So it's an honor to be here, and I'm stoked to see all the girls ripping. I mean, the level is just insane. Like watching the women's vert last night just hyped me up for this. I'm so stoked to be here.
What's your strategy moving forward in the elimination round?
My strategy is just stay on my board. If I could do my run, I'll be super stoked. I mean, the competition level is so high, so I just want to do me, I guess, and land my tricks. I'll be super stoked.
Okay, you go do you, and we're rooting for you behind the scenes. So good stuff, Jordan Barrett.
Good to see Jordan Barrett back in the mix here. Here's a look at our semifinal start list. We begin with Heat 1. Kokono Harake, as we talked about. How about the return also of Nicole House? We haven't seen her at X Games in nearly 4 years.
Nicole's been busy, Brando. She's been filming video parts, she's been busy going pro, and she's been adding a creative flair to her skating. That's going to be really fun to see how that translates to this
And then
course.
Heat number 2, there you see Arisa True anchoring this. Now again, only the top 3 from each heat will be moving on to the final.
It's certainly a really different approach because you have to skate the qualifier like it's the finals because you have to get in the top 3 if you want to advance.
So a look at our comp format here for these semis. We've got 11 athletes, 2 heats. Best run counts, top 3 from each heat, as we said, advance to the final. Little different than our traditional run format that we've done in the past. So this will be really amazing to watch. And on that judging criteria, I mean, where can you go wrong? Just skate the best that you can, I guess, Amelia.
They really look out for using the course, and this course is so beautiful. It's got so many features. You've got to incorporate that. You've got to grind your grinds long. You've got to air high, and you've got to push and progress the sport. And at the end of the day, style matters, Brandon.
An insane crowd on hand here for the third and final day of X Games California. And there's a look at our beautiful course. Yes, we have some landscaping. Yes, we have a fire pit. And yes, we have a hot tub. No, I have not gone in it.
Oh, I
yet.
have. It's warm.
Oh,
it's a fully functioning
Why
concept.
didn't you tell me?
It's a
Kicking
great view.
things off, though, Nicole House. Welcome back to the X Games.
I'm so happy that Nicole is here. She actually told me that she was out filming the other day. Oh, beautiful! Alley-oop in the air to start things off. That is a signature move by Nicole. She actually hasn't had a lot of time on the course because she just got here. But she told me that she was out filming and she slammed. And not only did she tweak her neck, but she got stung by a bee on her knee. And so the fact that she's got a knee slide out the very next day.
Amazing. Look at that in flow motion here. Nicole House's first run in the books. And we move on to Jordan Barrett, who told our Corbin Harris just how stoked she is to have X Games back in California with the fans out here. Let's see what she can put down.
Her first event in Austin, she came off as an alternate and she got on the podium. And that is definitely a testament to Jordan's ability to put it down when it matters. She was nervous about landing a run. I think we're gonna see some full pulls from her. That back boneless, that is no joke. Nice blasting, a nice backside air in the deep. Indy air transfer. Jordan's also a wonderful human being. She volunteers her time. She went to Rwanda teaching skateboarding. She volunteers for Skate Rising, Exposures program. And look at that, a full pull. It's what she was worried about. She got the first one done and out of the way.
What a way to start for Jordan Barrett. She started her X Games career, by the way, as you mentioned, that 2016 event as an alternate, earning bronze in Park. She followed it up the next year in Minneapolis, earning a silver. Not a bad way to start your competitive career at X Games. 70.66 for Jordan Barrett.
I love seeing these two in the mix. It's just such a throwback. And speaking of throwbacks, Bryce Wetstein joining this crew is just a wonderful combination of human beings to see.
Skateboarder slash surfer slash musician, Bryce coming in hot. She owns one bronze medal she earned in this event back in 2021.
Bryce is a real technician. You know, she does these tricks that she does them so fluidly, but they're actually pretty technical, like going to Disaster and then switching it to Smith in the middle of it. And she just has so much flow to her skating. So that 50-50 fakie that we saw her do from the wood to the concrete, that's a blind trick to do, and to go back in fakie is definitely a testament to her ability to bring anything in, even on the stickiest of concrete courses.
Bryce from Encinitas, California has a huge fan base out here in Ventura. Take another look at this, so steezy.
She actually played a concert here the other night.
Oh, Amelia's impression meter, she gives it an awesome. A 78.33, putting her into first place. Thank you. No, Bryce, thank you. Here now, Ruby Lilly, a silver medalist from X Games Japan.
Transferring that tree gap there. Ruby's got a really great trick selection, and she's got the power to back it. Blasting that backside air in the deep. That backsmith, that is textbook, Brando. Speaking of textbook, that nose grind is perfection. I love seeing her do that trick. Looking like a really solid first run from Ruby Lilly.
Just 16 years old, Amelia, out of Ocean City, Maryland, and it feels like every contest we call for her, she's getting a little better each time, and it just feels like she's about to win a gold one of these days, sooner than later.
This girl works hard, Brandon. I mean, she skated Vert yesterday. She's skating Park today. She's been filming a video part and trying to qualify for the Olympics. So don't count Ruby out. She's pushing every day.
75.66 for Ruby Lilly as we close in on the 13-minute mark here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park semi-final. Here now, Mizuho Hasegawa.
A new face to this scene, but definitely don't count her out because she just won the Japanese Nationals, and that is probably the hardest country to win a Nationals in Park, especially on the women's side. I love that stalefish tweak right into a huge body jar. Wow, Mizuho bringing the power and technicality to the game.
Mizuho just 12 years old, Amelia.
Just stepping off on that judo, but that had the makings of a really great run.
started competing in local mini ramp and street competitions in Japan when she was just 7 years old. Let's go, day 3, Ashley W. Yeah, let's go. Kokona Haraki, a gold medal at X Games Japan, just 14 years old. And if you've never watched this young lady skate, sit down and pay attention, because it is a treat.
That's right. She's consistent. She's technical. She skates park in a way that everybody wishes they could skate park. She grinds everything long ways, especially that nose grind over the beach ball. That shows you a lot of control to be able to pop off of it like that. Oh, and the gap front nose grind on the extension. Rail revert. Kokona's putting together a really great run here.
And the way she marries tech with style is just so effortless.
It's poetic. I think that was a bit of a safety run for her. I think she knows she's going to the finals, but we really need to talk about that gap front nose grind, because that is a really, really tall extension. So she's going from the lower part and then gapping and then shifting her weight to pinch her front truck onto that pool coping to grind her way across. And the way that she nollies in off that front truck, just the board controls, very impressive.
Surprise, surprise. We have a new leader, Kokona Haraki, 82.66, jumping up into first place.
Speaking of jumping.
Whoa, Nicole House.
Nicole, starting on the roof. All that street skating's really paying off. She's looking at the park course in a completely different way.
You know, as we said off the top, doesn't compete in many contests anymore, but is always in the streets. It's going to take a unique approach. That's why having Nicole House here at X Games really matters.
And we know that Nicole's always full send. She's just going to go for it. And the tricks that she does land, definite crowd pleasers.
Of course she's going to send it.
She already sent it off the roof.
Under 10 minutes to skate with here in our first semifinal of the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park Sunday Fun Day, day 3 of X Games. We're getting a lot of let's go extreme, Gemini. Thanks for the comment. Here now, Jordan Barrett's second run.
So that 50-50 from the wood to the concrete, that was actually giving her some trouble. It might look simple, but the tree is in your line of sight when you're grinding. Plus, there's a huge gap to the flat bottom. So if you're missing, you're not going to fall in transition. You're going to fall straight to the ground.
That palm tree, an unintentional obstacle out here in Ventura.
Wow, Jordan throwing a saran wrap into the mix. That is a new trick from Jordan. I hope that we could see her roll away from that one today. It's a good place to be. You know, you've got a solid run under your belt.
Right.
You know you've got more to give, and you've got plenty of time.
Haraki, Hasegawa, and Wettstein are currently your top 3. So can Bryce give herself a little more breathing room? Look how close it is between she and Hasegawa for that second spot. Again, the top 3 will be moving on to the final.
I think that Bryce's mindset is nothing but breathing room. I don't think I've ever seen her stressed out. She's just always in the moment, always loving every moment, and skating as though there's no time limit.
I just feel like she plays ukulele. I feel like anyone who plays ukulele, they're less anxious people in general.
Maybe I should learn to play the ukulele.
Last 10 seconds for Bryce.
Taking that 50-50 to Fakey, keeping up her speed for the Cavallarial. Oh my gosh, she hit her back truck on that. Okay, that was technically a cap pivot, I will say.
Bryce Wettstein able to skate away. She's hyped, and so is the crowd here at the Ventura Fairgrounds. Oh, I thought she was gonna jump in. We're officially in X Games mode. Bryce Wettstein, take another look. Oh, thank heavens. Amelia Brodka thought that was awesome. Because anything less than that.
Look at this, Brandon. She hit her back truck on the way in. That was death-defying. That is the face of someone who has just cheated death.
Bryce Wettstein in X Games mode. The thank you note for everyone watching. And Bryce moves up with a score of 80. Wow. Crazy.
Girl skaters are good. I think that's an understatement. They're great.
We're just getting started here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park. Remember, this is semifinal number 1.
We are just getting started.
We get another semi, and then we get to the final. Here, though, Ruby Lilly, who looked really good on her first run. Right now, on the outside looking in, Amelia.
That was a nice lean disaster on the extension. You can see from that angle how big that backside air is. Oh gosh, just slipping out on that back Smith that I complimented earlier. I never saw her miss that in practice once. So that's not gonna up her score, because it was not a full pull, but she's definitely gonna have at least one more run.
So here's Mizuho on her second run. Currently holding on to that third spot.
Ooh, that back Smith, I heard the coping just screaming in pain. She is being mentored by H Street Skateboard legend, Tony Magnuson.
Yeah, that's a good one to be mentored by. Is he accepting protege applications?
Are you submitting one, Brandon?
I would like to formally submit right here, right now.
He's really a very good skate coach because, I mean, not only has he been there and done that, but he's really good at explaining these precise moments. And you see him in the stands right now cheering for her as she has rolled away from her first full pull of the day.
So after Bryce took second place away from her, does she maybe gain it back here after a strong second run?
Nice judo air. So much extension on that foot. That is proper.
An 80.33, Hasegawa jumping up into the second spot. Well, let's head back to the course. Corbin Harris, who's with some skate royalty out there. Corbin.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm with a very special guest here, the legend himself, Christian Hosoi. You like that run that just went down?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. These girls are just taking the tricks that we did and progressing in their category. Women's skateboarding, I mean, female skateboarding is just incredible right now. The progression is remarkable. I mean, Arissa, I sponsor her from Australia, and she has done the first 720 and then pulled it off in competition yesterday to take the gold. And then today, watching these girls, I mean, a girl I've never really seen skateboard is doing like body jars 4 feet out. And, you know, I invented that in 1982. You know what I mean? And so this is a special day for skateboarding, and the women are really setting the bar high. And so being here to watch it, to witness it, to sponsor these girls, I got Dora from Brazil, Moto from Japan. He'll be in the best trick. He got third bronze in the vert. Just to be seeing skateboarding evolve into this, and even with the X Games evolving and seeing them, you know, support what the riders want, looking at the obstacles and stuff like that, is really making skateboarding still creative and not just stale, all about the tricks. It's about how can you utilize a course, which I came from the skate park era. And so it's really a special day, and to still be doing Hosoi skateboards, you know, since 1984 now, and sponsoring kids that are winning gold medals is, I mean, I can't tell you how I feel. It's incredible.
Thank you very much, the legend himself, Christian Hosoi. We're glad to have you here. Thank you for supporting us. Back to you, Brendo.
Christian Hosoi's influence is everywhere in skateboarding, certainly everywhere at X Games. Christian could come in the booth, actually.
Yeah, he would be great at it. But right now we've got Nicole Haas coming in for her third run, blasting that alley-oop indie air that we've come to know and love. taking her unique street style skating approach, starting off the roof. The invert fakie. That is a Nicole classic. I've seen her do that in the dark at exposure. We just had phone lights shining.
Oh, what is Nicole lining up? Yes! Hot tub alert!
Why did she hold onto her board? She just wanted to fully dunk it. Oh, Nicole, you're a legend. Oh, I hope that person enjoys that waterlogged board.
Nicole jumping into the hot tub. Someone get her a towel. But what a run.
Gosh, that invert fakie, I could just watch that on replay all day. And then this, the full send.
I love, by the way, who squeezes their nose when they're jumping into 3 feet of water? I've never seen that move into a hot tub before. That's a wild move from Nicole.
I'm crying. That's so funny. Oh, thank you, Nicole. I'm so happy she's here.
Okay. Wake up, Ventura.
Nicole's awake, that's for sure.
We already have our first hot tub hit of the day here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park, and it's semifinal heat number 1.
How does Jordan follow that? Okay, we're just
I
waiting for the course to get dried.
I guess Nicole knew that that was her last run, I would hope.
Maybe that's just all she wanted to win.
That would be
she
hilarious
was like,
if these ladies do get one more attempt out here.
She just showed up. Is just skating the course for the first time.
Let's head down to Corbin with our swimmer.
Nicole House, did you just need a little cooling off there? What was going on?
I think I need a little heating up around this competition. Honestly, these girls are killing it. So just had to keep it going, keep it hot out here.
Well, you're keeping it fun, and we love it. Thank you very much, Nicole House.
That's amazing. So hyped to have Nicole back in the mix. She will not be moving on to the final, but it doesn't matter.
She's the people's champion.
Because this moment will live on forever. Again, just holding the nose. It's just the plug your nose, sweetie.
And hold on to your skateboard.
You know, close your eyes too. You know how you get underwater in the hot tub. Here's Jordan Barrett dropping in for her final attempt.
She's a really powerful park skater. She's got a great eggplant. I love seeing it up on the extension there. Nice frontside air transfer. Smith in the corner. Getting that back boneless every try. Oh, she was so close to that. Jordan, why did you bail? You had that. Regardless, I love seeing Jordan throw some new tricks in her bag. Great skateboarder. She had a full pull today. Always great to see her.
Again, top 3 moving on to the final. Hiraki Hasegawa and this young lady, Bryce Wetstein, currently in your top 3. Ruby Lily, though, still yet to drop in. She's on the outside looking in. Bryce could potentially give herself a little more breathing room here with a great run, Amelia.
Bryce is just poetry in motion. She's definitely a stream of consciousness skater. Just the way she is when she's playing the ukulele. She could literally just freestyle rap or sing a beautiful song. And I've seen both of those scenarios, Brandon.
It's fair when one person has that much talent.
Oh, going for the nose blunt in the deep end.
Like that.
Coming off it so perfectly and so swiftly. Oh, she was going for the upgrade on the hot tub.
So that will do it for Bryce's run here in the semis. And now she waits. Currently in the top 3.
The nose blunt was great. However, having that fall at the end there,
right.
I don't know if that's going to bump up her score.
So she will stay in that 3rd spot. Ruby Lily is the last skater who can potentially invade this top 3. And she drops in now for what will be her final run in this semi. What can she do right now, Amelia, to stake her claim and get into the top 3?
Honestly, she could just be herself because she has podiumed at this event at the last X Games, and she's got new tricks to bring to the table from last time. So I've got a feeling that if she puts it down right now, she might squeak into that third place spot. Nice back Smith. Back nose grind through the corner, popping out so wonderfully.
Last 5 seconds for Ruby.
Oh, the Krill revert. That was a really solid run from Ruby.
Is it enough to best that 80 from Bryce and jump into the top 3 and earn a spot into finals? Take another look via the flow motion shot.
Note her back foot tweak on that front set air. It just looks so good.
And check out this Pacifico skate cam angle.
Oh,
that's pretty.
That is what it's supposed to look like, Brandon.
Oh, it's scary.
So now Ruby Lily awaits her score, a 77. She improves upon her last run, but not enough to get into the top 3.
Mizuho wasting no time.
So she's already, oh my.
Did she just do a kickflip indie, Brandon?
I just looked down for a second.
I love that she's doing that stale fish with the little tweak, little shifty action.
Again, and I cannot re-emphasize this enough. You are watching a 12-year-old skateboard at the X Games right now.
Oh, coming off that judo. But you know what? She's already qualified for the finals.
Right.
That is okay that she didn't land that last trick.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if she were to earn gold, and we know she's going into the final, she's certainly capable of it. If she won gold, she would become the youngest skateboard park gold medalist ever. Brighton Zoyner holds that record at 13 years and a day. Mizuho, just 12.
Well, throwing that kickflip indie in so casually is certainly a sneak peek of what's to come in the finals.
So we'll see what Coconut does here. She's already in first place in this heat. As we check out the Pacifico skate cam, does she take it easy or give us a preview of what's to come in the final?
She's giving us a great tour of the course here. Thank you, Coconut.
This is what the skate cam was built for.
Absolutely. And you can tell, like, that deep end, it's pretty sizable. And they are blasting face-high airs out of it. And that little loop there, that is a beautiful addition.
Yeah, we were asking Tony Hawk yesterday in the men's side what we should call that. Do you have a name for that feature? He was saying not the cone of shame, he was calling it the cone of game. The beach ball loop, I like that. A little easier to say.
I've only seen a few people use it. It's tough to incorporate into a run because you have to slow down significantly, but...
Well, Nicole was able to utilize the hot tub. I think it can be done. So our first heat is in the books here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park, and it's Coconut, Mizuho, and Bryce Wettstein as your top 3 moving on to the final. Well, we're just getting started here. Our next heat will hit this course, but will they hit the hot tub? Find out when we return to Ventura here on day 3 of X Games California.
X Games California is brought to you by Monster Energy, Unleash the Beast, and Pacifico, brewed for those who carve their own path. Discover responsibly.
A gorgeous third and final day here of X Games California 2023. There's a look at our new home of Ventura as we welcome you now to the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park Semifinal Heat number 2. We already have 3 skateboarders who have advanced to our final. But who will be the other 3 joining them, we will find out momentarily. And there's a look at our amazing course and the crowd on hand here at the Ventura Fairgrounds. While we have a moment, Amelia, let's check in with our judging panel, headlined by our head judge, Jason Rothmeyer. Jason, curious, let's talk about heat number 1. Kokono Hiraki just seemingly picking up where she left off from a couple months ago.
Man, she's super young, but she's been good for like 4 years now. Just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's amazing. So just overall impression, what are you guys looking for? I mean, everybody seems to have a unique approach on this course.
There's a lot of different lines you can take out there. I think in old courses in the past, you see kind of the same line. Maybe everyone goes in the same direction. This thing, you can go anyway, anywhere. So.
All right, well, Jason, I know you've got a job to do, maybe the most important job to do besides the skateboarding, so we'll let you go. Thank you very much. For more on the course, let's head over to Corbin Harris.
Yeah, standing right next to me now is Mami. Unfortunately, we've sustained an injury. Can you talk us through what it is?
So I rolled my ankle really bad on Friday, actually. And then I was trying to get back as soon as possible. And here I am. I'm not in here, but I am so excited to watch all the girls ripping.
Okay, thank you very much, Mami. I know she's one of the top skateboarders in the world right now, so it's a shame she's not in this contest, but we'll see more of her very soon.
Yeah, that's about the only thing really missing is Mami Tetsuka being in this contest and what could actually go down. But here's a look at our start list for Heat 2, anchored by Arisa True after that history-making moment on the vert ramp last night, Amelia.
I am really excited to see her skate this park because, like I said before, she brings that airtime and that power to the park, and she delivers a style that's unlike the rest of the field.
And if you missed her last night in the return of women's skateboard vert, you're doing it wrong. Get on YouTube, watch the highlights. It was insane, but let's kick things off now. Grace Marhofer out of Cocoa Beach, Florida, the 20-year-old drops in for run number 1.
Every trick that Grace does, she does it absolutely perfectly. Look at that beautiful tweak on the frontside air over the box jump.
Grace is an all-terrain skating vehicle. We see her in street, we see her in vert, we see her in park. X Games enjoying from Mexico, the most weighted event for summer.
Grace actually won the Phoenix Am, which is a really important street contest. And then she skated vert last night, and here she is putting her street skills on display, trying to smith the hot tub rail. I hope we get another look at her eggplant, though, because that needs to be studied thoroughly.
What a shot from Grace's first run. So just under 15 minutes to skate with here in heat number 2, a 68.66. Now dropping in an X Games staple, making her 6th appearance, Minna Stess out of Petaluma, California.
The podium has eluded Minna here at X Games, but she's certainly got the potential to make it on there. Starting off with a big indirect on the extension. Minna's got a really cool trick selection. She brings a different flavor to this. I love the way that she poked out that frontside air with attitude.
As you said, Minna's been so close to that podium throughout her X Games career. Right now trying to earn a spot into the top 3 and make it to the finals. We know she's got the ability to do it.
I like the way that she's using the course. She's really flowing through the entirety of it, using the different variations, different gaps. That was a really solid first run from Minna.
Solid first run, a full pool for Minna, which we've learned in qualifying events in years past, that matters. Sometimes just getting that one down as we take another look in flow motion sometimes can be the difference between qualifying for a final and not. So Minna, strategy on display there, a score of 66. So she set her own bar there as she sits in 2nd place.
Speaking of power and style, Heike Ventura blasting in Japan. We saw her do that in the vert contest yesterday, but to bring it into the smaller deep end with the same amount of power and style is really impressive. It's much more difficult to blast in a deep end like that.
Yeah, it was awesome to watch Heike in vert last night. Finished in 5th.
Ooh, added some flair to that backside air.
Amelia, she looks so comfortable on this course.
I'll tell you why she's comfortable, Brandon. She is actually the first woman to have done a full pull on Bob Burnquist's mega ramp. So not only did she clear the gap, but she went 10 feet out of the 20-foot quarter pipe and landed it.
Awesome first run for Heike. The community is so strong on the ladies skateboarding side. Across all disciplines, really. They all cheer each other on.
That's the beauty of skateboarding. Everybody knows how hard it is to ride away from the thing that you've been trying, and everyone can empathize with that feeling.
Facts.
And that is unmatched. So when you see your friends get that feeling, you want to cheer them on. You get hyped to land your tricks.
So here's Yurine Fuji, one of the raddest styles in skateboarding. Not just on the ladies' side, skateboarding in general. She's that good.
I saw some of the tricks that she pulled in practice, and I'm really hoping that she could put together some solid runs here today, because I want to see what she's got in her bag of tricks.
She earned bronze in our park event at X Games Japan.
She won the exposure video part contest 2 years in a row. Her style on full display. Just loving that gap that she's doing.
But you see the way she carves. She's a really strong surfer, and I would say that is more on display in her skateboarding in this park event than probably anyone else.
Okay, perfect.
Look at the style on that front Smith over the beach ball. So right here, she's trying to avoid clipping right here. This is a gap that you have to basically clear. You're clearing the gap backwards in a way that we haven't seen used by this field before. And right there, just not even narrowly missing it, knowing that she's landed in the perfect position for that.
So a score of 67 for the 17-year-old, good enough for third. Arissa True, our gold medalist from women's skateboard vert last night. What can she do to this park course here today?
If she does even half of what I saw her do in practice, it's gonna blow people away. Like that, just a perfect McTwist. Putting it down with room to spare. And she's got the lip tricks too, the smooth front Smiths through the corner. And this, going switch over the hot tub and switch over that gap.
Again, as Amelia said, going switch there. She had the right foot forward. She's a regular footed skater, which means she usually has her left foot forward. That shows the tech on display from the 13-year-old Amelia.
We're not seeing anyone skate this course switch. I watched the men's contest yesterday as well. No switch skating in there. And so that is just a testament to show that Arissa's all about progression.
And you know, if we're talking about it, Jason Rothmeyer and the judges are talking about it. This has got to be a big score for Arissa. A 90 for True, the highest score of the day. She takes over first place. Wow.
I love to think that she did save some stuff for us for the finals. It's just gonna get better and better, Brandon.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is the semis, heat number 2. We've already got 3 in. The top 3 from this heat will move on to the finals. Grace Marhofer currently holding on to that 3rd spot.
I love the way she pokes that frontside air over the box jump. And that eggplant. Standing up on that Smith grind, grinding so many blocks. That's something the judges love to see, the distance traveled while grinding. That just shows control, not just over your board, but of your speed. And speaking of board control, Smith grind on the rail. I've not seen anyone else in this field use that rail, Brandon.
Getting it in before the buzzer. Let's take another look. As you said, no one else utilizing this rail. And she's able to get it in on her run. An 80.33 for Grace. And she jumps up a spot into second place. So Ministes wasting little time getting back on the course and building up a ton of speed, Amelia.
Minna with a gap up lip slide. That is a really great line.
Oh, no. She was putting it together before she gets hung up there on the coping.
I don't know what happened. Maybe she went for the wrong trick. It looked like she bailed before she even really tried it. You know, I suppose that happens sometimes. When you're skating a park course, you don't always land in the exact spot that you want to. And if it's taking you to a different place, you might have a little brain fart, we call it.
We're in the midst of Heat 2 here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park Semifinal. Insane crowd on hand out here at the Ventura Fairgrounds for the third and final day of X Games. Here now, Heike Ventura, who's currently in third place.
Those first two tricks right off the bat, the Japan air into the back lip through the corner. And the back three over the hot tub gap. Great line.
Can she get one more in?
Nice full pull from Heike. That is definitely gonna bump up her score.
No question, tightening things up. Under 6 minutes to skate with. Already in the top three.
The back three just floating over the hot tub jump.
Amelia says, awesome. An 83.33 for Ventura. She jumps up into second place. Wow.
There you see Christian Asoy. You see her coach, Chris Matus. All hype for her.
So Yureen, who earned bronze at our X Games Japan event earlier this year, currently on the outside looking in. She had a great first run. What can she do to maybe add some more tech, Amelia?
She can do that, Brandon. She is answered back with her own back three over the gap. She's gonna be knocking on Grace's door if this is a full pull. I love the way she does her airs. It's unique and she blasts. Oh no, just missing that gap. Not getting the full pull on that one. I'm not sure if she's gonna crack the top three because of that bail.
But up until that point, she had really answered the judge's call. We want to see the difficulty factor come up. She did that, but unfortunately unable to close it. Remember, a 67.33 for that first run score, but Arisa True dropping in now. She's our current leader.
Oh my goodness, starting off with a gap lip slide, throwing in the McTwist for good measure. She doesn't actually have to do any more runs, I don't think, to get into the finals, but I think she's just gonna keep one-upping herself. Love it, the switch backside air, into the switch frontside air, gapping over the tree. Front cab on that one. Oh, going for another 5 variation. Arisa True. You know, you could save some stuff for the finals, Arisa.
Pacifico is for those who create their own path. That's living life figures out.
Good job, True. That's an understatement. She doesn't have finals on her mind. She has potentially double gold on the brain.
I think it's very likely, Brandon.
Grace Marhofer clinging to that third and final spot to move on. Can she give herself a little more breathing room, knowing Urine is right behind her?
It'll be interesting to see what upgrades she might have in store for us. She's already put together 2 excellent runs. She got the rail in, the only skater using that feature in this field so far. Actually, I think that's what Mommy got hurt skating. That is a tall rail if you bail. Oh, looks like she just stuck at the end there, but you know what? It's all right. She already did that run. She's already in that solid 80.33. We'll see if she can hang on to it with Fuji and Stess right behind her.
A 68. So Minna Stess, currently sitting in that 5th position, was putting a really good run together before she fell on her second run. Again, that 80.33 that Grace has is that dividing line. She would need to best that to get into the top 3.
Love the way she starts off with that Andrek on the extension. Nice gapping the lip, frontside air through the corner. Oh, going Smith, that's where she fell last run. So already doing better than last time. Nice backside air. Oh, going for the kickflip indie transfer over the hip.
Oh, Ventura wanted it. We wanted it. And honestly, Minna had to do something like that. As we take a look at the Pacifico skate camp, she needed something big to get into the top 3.
That's right, because she did indie air over that hip already. It was a lofty one. So going for the upgrade on the kickflip indie. I've seen her do that trick before. Know she can make it. Will she have another chance? I'm not sure.
Last 40 seconds. Here's Heike Ventura sitting in that 2nd spot.
Oh, I love that Japan air. There's just so much flavor in that trick alone. Standing up on that backside 5-0. She really knows how to find the speed out of every wall. Right there, even though she squatted out that 360, she was still able to get enough speed to frontside air transfer. Oh, going for the kickflip indie.
And Heike unable to close it out, but it may not matter, as time has expired and still just 2 skaters left to drop in for what should be their final runs of the semis. All eyes now on Yurine Fuji, sitting in 4th place. Was putting together that run that was probably going to earn her a spot in the finals before she stepped off on the final trick of that run. Can she put it together here, Amelia?
Honestly, some of the things I saw her do in practice, I just really hope she lands at least one of them, because it's incredible in this field of skaters, some of the things that she's doing. I just haven't seen her really be able to put it together in a contest like this.
Last 10 seconds for Yurine.
Staying on, looking strong. She's going for that transfer again.
Yes!
Yes, that is what I was talking about, Brendan. I really wanted to see that. Okay, we saw Keegan Palmer do that. No one else is doing that. And to just narrowly avoid the coping on the way in, yes, that is reason to celebrate right there.
The hype meter is broken because of this. Yurine Fuji.
Wow. Just squatting it out. Finesse right there to be able to hang on.
We liked it. That's my Sunday fist pump right there. The ladies love it. X Games mode. Get that clip on the gram ASAP. Yurine Fuji on her final run scores a 79. And wow, that's not gonna be enough, Amelia, to jump up into the top 3.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I mean, skateboarding is a bit subjective, and judging is really hard.
I haven't heard booing this weekend, but we just got some rousing boos from this crowd here at Ventura. So Arissa True, who's already in with the top score of the day. Edgar Evans, I can't believe these skaters are so young and so good. Wow, yeah, we say that every single contest. Obviously, Arisa already in, but back to what we just saw from Yurine and not qualifying into the finals. Again, you said you disagree with that.
You know what? That was the best trick that I've seen all day. And so, yeah, I'm kind of bummed. But, you know, that's the thing about skateboarding. I think the judges really like that Grace used that rail. She's the only skater bringing that here. And some of the things that Yurine did, we saw from other skaters. So I think they're just trying to mix it up a little bit in terms of who makes to the finals. But yeah, that kickflip Indy from Yurine and the way that she skates this course, I personally absolutely loved it.
I'll tell you one thing, these fans here at Ventura Fairgrounds, they are engaged here in this Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park. So the semifinals heat number 2 in the books. Arisa True, Heike Ventura, and Grace Marhofer are your top 3 who will be moving on to the finals. Wow, what a contest. We cannot wait. Kokona leads that Heat 1 finals, but she's gonna be taking on Arisa and the rest of the girls from Heat 2. More from X Games after this. Swaggin writes, get your X Games merch like I got right here.
I'm
you like
slacking.
this?
I gotta grab
completely
me some.
on display. Really fits like a dream. Get nothing but compliments on it.
Dang.
Make sure to get your shop on the xgames.com. Hey, as we get set for the final to award another gold medal, let's take a quick look back at the highlights from Saturday in this Thayer's Daily Fresh.
We about to get it in. We showing discipline. We running the game now. Strength and conditioning. This is the vision. We on the mission. We are magnificent. We about to get it in. We showing discipline. We about to get it in. We showing discipline. Critics keep talking about us, but we not listening. This is the vision. We on the mission. We are magnificent. Focused and motivated. We was the most hated. All of the winners that hang in my circle know we are associated. I must have elevated, leveled up like I levitated. Wreck with us, you'll get regulated. Decorated with the gold on, putting pressure to the goal zone. Better go harder, you go home. This is the method we took and perfected. Now I'm a perfectionist, look, we corrected it. We about to get it in. We show my discipline. We about to get it in. We show my discipline. Critics keep talking about us, but we not listening. This is the vision. We on the mission. We are magnificent.
All right, you should now be up to date thanks to that Thayer's Daily Refresh of everything that's gone down so far here at X Games California. We're getting ready for this final here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park. But before we do that, let's head over to Corbin Harris. There are legends everywhere out here today, Corbin.
Yeah, thanks, Brendo. A lady that needs absolutely no introduction at all. 3 times X Games medalist, 1 gold. Let me tell you some facts right now, Brandon. It was 10 years ago since she won the gold medal. It's the anniversary right now. That was the first female park event that we had in X Games. So it's a very special day here. What does that mean to you, Lizzie?
Oh my gosh, the fact that the women's park looks like it does today is incredible, and I'm so proud and honored to see all these girls competing.
Who's your pick out there?
Kokona Hiraki for sure. I love her style, and she just looks great on her skateboard.
Are you working on any video parts or anything lately? What do you got cooking?
I'm actually just doing contests. I mean, I'm not doing this one. This week it didn't work out. I got sick last week, and I just have no juice in the tank, and I really need to save my energy so that at the next event I can be 100%.
Hey, we can't wait to see you at the next event. Congratulations on the 10th anniversary, Lizzie Amato.
Yeah, it's so great to have Lizzie out here, Amelia. She was such a trailblazer for really this event coming back into the mix here at X Games.
She really sparked this progression that we're seeing, and she's been continuing to progress, putting out video parts, doing the loop, just being an amazing ambassador for women's park skateboarding.
Well, there's a look at our start list for this park final here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park. An unreal crowd on hand here in Ventura, California. We had a couple of semi-final heats that got us here, and the skating was next level, and that was just to qualify into the big show here. Bryce Wettstein will be kicking things off, 19 years old, out of Encinitas, California, and so excited to have her here in the mix. She does have 1 bronze medal in her 6 previous X Games appearances. She earned it back in 2021. Is the most wholesome athlete Bryce Wettstein is from Jen Wang. I love that.
Honestly, do yourself a favor and check her out on Spotify. She just got a new release on there, and she's got an arsenal of just feel-good songs. Loving that feeble fakie through the corner. It's so fast and so aggressive. Nice lip slide. I think she's skating faster in the finals than she did in the semifinals. Looking really solid out here. Taking out that backside air, taking this transfer to fakie. There's that Caballero, got a little weird on her, but she's rolling away. And the body barrel disaster, she's happy with that one. What a way to start the finals, Brandon.
A full pull for Bryce Wettstein. Amazing start here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park Final. And yes, if you're watching at home going, that looks a lot like a hot tub out on the course, but it can't, yes, it is. It is a hot tub.
Fully functioning. I had my feet in there the other day. It was really nice.
Yeah, if you missed it, one of our skateboarders, Nicole Haas, actually jumped in after her final run during the first semifinal. Absolute legendary moment. Here now, Grace Marhofer, who was able to qualify in heat number 2. What does she bring to the table in the final, Amelia?
Well, she won the judges' hearts for sure, being the only one to use that rail. That is a tall rail, and it just shows her versatility as a skater. She can skate street, she can skate vert, and she's in here ripping the park course right now. Textbook Smith grind. So many blocks through the corner. Looking really powerful and stylish, as always. There it is, Smith grind on the rail.
So Grace picking up where she left off during qualifying. And Ventura letting her hear it as we take another look in slow-mo.
Oh yes, that eggplant. I've been waiting for the slow-mo all morning. It's just so beautifully done. And this Smith grind, locking in, popping out, landing solid.
A score of 81.66 for Grace. Mizuho Hasegawa, 12 years old.
Nice, gapping up, lean to tail. Getting that kickflip Indy down. Nice, linking the run together. Doing a little shifty on the stalefish into a huge body jar. Nice back blunt.
Brooke Navarro, pedicure and X Games skateboarding. Beyond.
Nice judo air.
Great first run for Mizuho. A gold would make her the youngest skateboard park gold medalist ever. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We just know what she's capable of at just 12 years young, as she has officially entered X Games mode.
Solid on that kickflip Indy. And this fully extended on that judo air and blasting as high as she is tall. Very impressive.
An 82.66, putting Hasegawa into first place. Under 14 minutes to skate with here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park Final. 16-year-old Heike Ventura dropping in.
Doing it for Sao Paulo, Brazil. I'm sure there's a huge crowd watching her at home. I got to skate an event in Brazil a few times, and people love skateboarding out there. They get so fired up, and as they should. Brazil's been dominant in skateboarding for years, and Heike is bringing that dominance here with a backsmith on that extension. Oh, alley-oop transferring. It was a bit after time, but either way, that was a really solid run. We're getting a lot of good full pulls here, starting off the finals.
Well, for more on the judging criteria, let's go talk to the experts. Jason Rothmeyer, our head judge. Jason, now that we've got the top 6 here in the final, what are you gentlemen looking for specifically here today?
I mean, use of the course, right? Grace is hitting the flat bar. Obviously, you know, you guys had a good discussion about that, so that was a difference maker. There's a lot of options out there, so just got to use them.
Okay, so use of the course is really the priority that you guys are looking for, and certainly with so many different skaters and different levels of display and style, that's definitely going to happen here today. Thank you, Jason.
Yep.
You know, judging skateboarding is so hard because there are so many variables to take into account. The course, how you're using it, how you look on your skateboard. It's not just about the tricks you're doing. Style matters.
Kokona Hiraki. Check out the Pacifico follow cam.
Also the fact that she's not doing a grab over that. Oh, wow. Sorry, we have to talk about what just happened. I love the nose grind, the lip slide.
No need to apologize.
But what I was saying earlier, just doing a straight ollie over that gap, you know, it might look easier, but it's harder because you're not grabbing. So you're not hanging onto the board. You have to control the board with your feet alone.
Oh, yes, I will reinforce that notion. Nothing anyone's doing out here today is easy, even if it looks that way.
And Kokona is really good at making it look easy.
The 14-year-old Kokona Hiraki earning gold in our park event at X Games Japan earlier this year, and she's just so smooth and so consistent, Amelia.
Look at that. That just shows you really great board control to be able to take that front nose grind, turn it into a lip slide, and pull it in from that vert wall.
76.66 for Kokona. We turn our attention now to Arisa True. A vert gold medal last night, our top-ranked qualifier. And Amelia, for those watching at home, she's skating so much of this switch. How rare is it to see switch tricks in the women's park?
It's incredibly rare. We saw it a few years back with Sabre Norris. She really brought the switch game to the mix, but Arisa's doing it really well, and she's just got so much control over it. We're seeing a new line here from her. that we didn't see in the qualifier. She's already thrown in a McTwist. She's thrown in some great airs and some good lip tricks. Arisa's got it all. That's what we're talking about. That was even cleaner than she did it last time. And ending with a front cap for good measure.
The 13-year-old has double gold on the mind after earning the top spot in the return of women's skateboard vert last night with some history making in the process. She's looking to do the exact same thing here in Park. Should be noted, only woman with double gold in the summer disciplines. You got to go back to X Games San Francisco in 2000. Fabiola da Silva, aggressive inline vert in Park. And if you're keeping count at home, that was 10 years before Arisa was even born.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, Arisa was clearly born to do this because it certainly shows in her skateboarding.
An 88.33, a commanding lead for True.
Bryce mixing it up, starting off with a Madonna on the extension. And I love the amount of control she has over those backside ollies. They're just so fluid. Nice get, oh, so close to that nose blunt. We saw her do that in the qualifier. I know she wants to do that in a full pull.
So that'll do it for Bryce's second run here in the final. So many fans on hand here for the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park Final. And again, Amelia, you and I have been talking about it all weekend. Just having fans back in the mix at X Games for a summer event just feels right. All is right in the world.
Absolutely. And honestly, historically, the women's contest used to be like at 8 in the morning. The stands would still be empty because everybody's sleeping, and not a lot of people would get to see it. And so having this level of excitement, having the hype from the crowd, it's really making the skaters up their game. And as we saw, Grace was just trying to improve upon her last run by taking her foot off on that invert on the extension.
Tweet coming in. We got a 12 and 13-year-old in the women's skateboarding final. The future is very bright for both Mizuho and Arisa, along with other ladies. They are truly amazing. Yeah, the future is very bright. How about the now is very bright?
Yeah, you haven't taken your sunglasses off all weekend.
It's more of an aesthetic thing than anything else. It's just kind of a rebrand I'm going through. Here now, Mizuho Hasegawa sitting in that second place spot.
Ooh, speaking of rebrand, she's trying to mix up the way that she's skating this course, kicking her foot off on that lean transfer.
So she'll hold on to that first run score as she's holding on to that silver medal position with under 8 minutes here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park Final. Heike Ventura, who had a really clean first run, and it's just crazy the elevated skating here in the final. She's sitting in 5th place, Amelia.
I really appreciate the power behind her skating. And, you know, that's really important, especially in park skating, because there's like a level of aggression that's really appreciated in this field. Like with that back three right into the front side air transfer, doing a nice backsmith on the extension. Going for the upgrade there with the kickflip Indy. So close to that.
She knew what she needed, though, Amelia. I'd love to bring in the third member of our team, Corbin Harris, who's got the best seat in the house. Corbin, your thoughts so far for this final?
Hey, I tell you right now, Brandon, the energy is high out here. I was just talking to the legend himself, Christian Asoy, who we saw before. He just goes, Corbin, I can't believe the level of skateboarding that's going on here with the women. Vert last night, obviously, and now Park. And even Lizzie Amato, off camera, she said to me, she turned around and she goes, I can't believe the level from 10 years ago to now. She goes, I'm so excited to be a part of this and the change of women's skateboarding.
Well, that's remarkable to hear from those two because they're so influential to the skateboarding you're seeing right here, right now. Kokona Haraki needs a solid pull here as she's sitting in 6th place.
You can tell just how big these features are with that follow cam. I mean, that vert wall is sizable. It's got a solid 2.5 feet of vert on it at least.
Yeah, I got to shout out Chris Gregson. There's just no one better in the business.
Oh!
On our follow cam here.
Kokona said, okay, the rail gets you a lot of love from the judges. I'm going to hit the rail too. And we know she can do it.
So Kokona putting some pressure on herself after a couple of runs, as she's currently not in podium position.
Very surprising to see, Brandon, but as we were saying, the level, it's just getting higher and higher.
There you see Chris Gregson, as I said, our filmer. And he's not just a filmer, ladies and gentlemen. He's also a fantastic skateboarder. Obviously, you have to be to do this job. Not all heroes wear capes.
Honestly, to go following people around with a heavy camera all day, then to film your own clips at night, when does this man sleep?
Yeah, X Games, shout out to the cameraman making moves for us. That's Gregson. So here's our current leader. I don't know what Arisa can do.
That, she can do that. Throw in a varial to her McTwist. I've only seen her do that on a vert ramp, Brandon.
Oh my. I mean, I don't know if there's something new in 2023 where there's something above first place. But if there is, and I haven't been told via research, I guess that's what she's going for.
You know, there's a certain point, and I think most skaters have this, they're really competing with themselves. They want to do better than what they did before. It's the nature of the sport. It's all about progression.
4-minute mark here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park Final. It's Bryce Wettstein's 3rd run.
Flowing through the course so beautifully. She's gonna want to land this nose blunt. And she gets it, Brandon. She's got to recover her speed a little bit. Losing it might hurt her score, but she's back on it. Nice little tweak to the backside air. 50-50 and a fakie. Oh no! Wow! Bryce. Major upgrade from Bryce. Doing a shove it into the disaster on the extension.
You were right though, Amelia. We've seen the standard model here today. We were looking at the upgraded version potentially, and that could have been a huge push for her in
Honestly,
the standings.
If she gets that,
again,
that's an excellent run.
Just look at that line between she and that bronze medal position where Grace is at that 81.66. That's podium potential right there. But now does Grace Marhofer have something to say about that? Can she give herself a little more breathing room, just a point difference between she and Hasegawa for that silver medal spot?
Well, we did see her try to take her foot off on the invert, and I think that is one of her major upgrades here. There it is, getting it. You know, she lost her speed there. That's not gonna be the way that she wanted this run to go, but anytime you land a trick that's new for you, it's certainly exciting. You know, she seems to actually have recovered her speed really well. Is she gonna go for the rail? Yes, she is. Oh, sticking a little bit. That's another thing that's really challenging about Park. You know, every feature is a different size, a different shape, a different transition, and you have to maintain your speed throughout. And sometimes if you land a little low or a little off of where you were anticipating, if you lose all your speed, it's kind of game over. It's hard to kind of get back on your rhythm.
Under 2 minutes. Here in our final, Mizuho sitting in second place right now, trying to best that 82.66. Can she push true for the top spot?
Wow, getting that kickflip Indy every try. Nice transferring onto that landing high. Getting speed for the 3. Oh, getting a little lost. How is she gonna get out of this situation? Oh, she pushed. That's a rough one to see in the park, but you know what? She's still on her run. Oh, going for the 540.
Yeah, it's tough when you run out of speed, especially when you're 5 feet, 88 pounds, and 12 years old. You do all you can to keep your run together at the X Games.
Yeah, she just landed kind of squatted on this 360 here. And if you're not going to transfer over the tree situation, then you really have nowhere to go except for pushing on the deck of the box jump, which is majorly frowned upon in this discipline. No pushing allowed.
So Heike Ventura sitting in 5th place. Can she potentially crash this podium party?
Had a little mishap on the judo there, but she saved it. What is she gonna do to up her run, Brandon? Oh, didn't do the backsmith that time, so already a little bit of a different run. But I think she's just setting up for this kickflip Indy. So close to that.
Just getting away from her. But amazing to see her making her first park appearance at X Games. Something tells me this won't be the last for Heike.
Making it to finals in this competition format specifically is a victory within itself.
All right, let's turn our attention now to Kokona Hiraki. She has never missed an X Games podium in her career. She's 4 for 4. Right now, she's sitting in 6th place. If she's looking for pressure, she's found it. Can she deliver on what will be her final attempt of the contest?
I'm not sure what she has different that's up her sleeve that she hasn't done yet. Loving the nose grind and lip slide. Flowing through the course. Big old frontside air in the deep end. Oh, that's it. That's what she wanted. She wanted to use that rail. And she fit it into her run. You know, it wasn't a Smith grind. It wasn't maybe as fluid of a run as Grace's, but it was a solid run. I think she did most of the tricks that she wanted to.
Well, don't tell that to the rest of the field as they are sprinting over to embrace Kokona after that.
Wow, she's got that cross lock holding her in place.
An 80.33, so she improves upon her score, but not enough to crack the top 3. Wow. And with that, Amelia, Arisa True is earning her 2nd gold medal of this X Games. This is a victory lap.
I love victory laps because you never know what's gonna happen. They could just have fun with it, or they could just fully send it and outdo their own score. And having seen Arisa skate all weekend, I think it's gonna be the latter. I think she's gonna send it. Wow! Oh my goodness! Arisa True changing the game. Okay, so she's now done a varial 5 and she's done a McTwist. Stepping it up significantly.
She's skating as if she doesn't know that she's already won the contest. That's how next level this is.
And into the switch air over, just hanging on. Sugu do the Varial 5 in park events, but we haven't seen anyone do that since. So seeing her do that as well as a 5, you know, and she just did a 720 in her run yesterday. Arisa is on a tear.
She's on another planet is where she is. Arisa True, after making history yesterday in women's skateboard vert, comes out and stomps easily the best run we've seen all day here in the Monster Energy Women's Skateboard Park Final. Entering X Games mode, Amelia thinks it's awesome, and it's a score of 91.
Rightfully so, Brandon.
Another gold medal for Arisa. That's 2 for True. I mean, it just had everything in that run you could possibly want, Amelia.
And it was done really well. Her execution on these tricks, and here, she has to land on her board backwards out of a McTwist and complete a park run. But no stranger to going backwards, obviously, as she's clearing that gap switch every try.
What a moment for skateboarding. What a moment for Arisa True, as she earns her second gold medal in 2 days here at the X Games. Hasagawa, of course, earning silver, and Grace with the bronze, but let's head down to Corbin Harris.
Medal here for Arisa True, the second only in history. Last time it was Fabiola Da Silva, the woman who won gold medal in the summer disciplines back in 2000. That was 10 years before you were born. Can you believe that? How do you feel winning double gold medals here at X Games Ventura?
I'm so happy that I landed my run because I just really wanted to land my run, and I'm even more happy that I podiumed and got gold.
Well, congratulations. It was awesome. We love seeing it. Put your hands together. The gold medalist, the double gold medalist, Arisa True.
Gold in vert, gold in park. All she does is win, win, win. Arisa True. This X Games belongs to you. Wow, what a performance from all the ladies here in Women's Skateboard Park. We're just heating up here at X Games California. More when we return.